Good morning and happy Sunday. This is Pastor KZ, the All About Favor channel, and I'm here to give you a word for today. Now, let me just say this. I'm going to be using the scriptures coming from the book of Genesis, and I'm going to glean from chapter 50, maybe verses 19 through 21. You can read those at your leisure. But the gist of this is, and I want you to get this today. Joseph, who's the main character in this, Joseph went through some things. And I know some of you watching today, you have gone through some things. But I want you to understand, it doesn't matter what you go through. It doesn't matter what the adversary has done, what the evil intents are. Don't you know that every evil situation, every evil person, everything that you have been through, God can turn that and use it for your good. Now, let me say this. In spite of all of the things you've been through, you're still here. In spite of all the tears you cried yesterday, you're still here. Somebody watching today, you might be ready for a change. You might be ready for a turnaround. But the key is you've got to get in position today. You've got to get in position. See, the adversary will either bring out the best in you or they'll bring out the worst in you. See, God has brought Joseph's brothers. They did evil. They did something very evil to him. They sold him. They put him in a pit. They did a lot of bad things. But God still brought some good from that. So I'm just here to tell somebody this morning that everything that you've been through and what you're dealing with right now, some good is going to come out of this. You've got to trust him today, though. You've got to believe and have faith that God is going to overrule some stuff. God is about to override some stuff. God is about to turn around some things on your behalf. Don't you let what the enemy sent to derail, distract, and destroy you get you down. I just want to say this, that everything and everyone who's around you that has tried to come against you, God is going to flip it, turn it, and block it, and turn it for your good. Just wait for it. Wait for it. It will happen. Let me say this. Bad things happen to good people sometimes. Sometimes bad things happen. And to people, you may think they don't deserve this. Or you may even say, Pastor KZ, I didn't deserve what they did to me. But you know what? In spite of all of the bad things, God still is in control. See, a lot of things happened to Joseph that Joseph could have said, I didn't deserve this. Why did this happen to me? But you've got to understand, all God was doing was setting him up for something big. I'm telling you right now, God is setting you up for something big. Don't worry about what you're going through, because the key word in there is through. You're going to make it through this. You're going to make it through it, and you're going to come out on the other side of this, and you're going to look back and say, it was nothing but you, God. So he's setting you up. See, I want you to understand something. Just because you have reached and going through some setbacks, all that is a step forward for you to walk into your destiny. Good things are about to happen for you. Some things are about to turn around for you that you did not even expect. Somebody need to understand right there that God never gets into panic mode. You got to understand, nobody has the power to shut any door that God has already opened for you. What Joseph's brothers didn't know was the pit that they threw him in was an open door for God to flip some stuff. Selling him into slavery was an open door for God to turn some stuff. Putting him in prison by Potiphar's wife, that was an open door for God to send release. So I just want to say to somebody right now, things about to turn around. The release is about to come. Things will work out for your good. It's a setup, y'all. Don't worry about what you're going through right now. It's a setup. I better move on forward. You got to understand, the suffering you've encountered is only a test. And if you aren't being tested, it's not your time to come up. See, God didn't just show up in the end for Joseph. God was there all the time. God's hand was in that situation. God's hand was on him when they threw him in the pit. God's hand was on him when he went to prison. God's hand was even on him when they pulled him up and sold him into slavery. I'm talking to you right now. No matter what you're going through or dealing with, God's hand is already on you. You cannot block what God already already said it belongs to you. I don't care who has it, who says you cannot have it, who's holding up your blessing. I am telling you right now, God is about to send release. God is about to open the door that nobody gonna see happening. So God is about to do something that people gonna wonder, what? The overflow is coming. The healing that you've been praying for is coming. That prayer that you've been praying for your daughter, God heard you. That prayer that you've been praying for your grandchildren, God has heard you. God is about to turn that situation around. That situation you dealing with on your job, God finna turn that around, and it's gonna work in your favor. That issue that's going on inside your home and your marriage, God says he's gonna put his hands in there and turn that around. He's gonna straighten some stuff out. And listen to me, the way he straighten it out and the way he fix it might not be the way you want him to fix it or the way you expected him to do it. But if you put it in the hands of God, let him use it, and you step back out of the way, let him work it, and watch what happens. It will work in your favor. Everything that is devised, that is evil or may seem like it's to block you or to keep you in bondage, sometimes God say, just sit right here and let me do this. Let me bless 4 people with this word. Somebody got blessed because you was in their presence. Let me point out something to you very important, something very critical about Joseph. Joseph, he never tried to identify himself. He could have said, hold up, y'all just don't know who I am. Do y'all know my daddy is Jacob? He's a multimillionaire. Y'all know my granddaddy is Isaac. He owns over half of this state. He dug all these wells for y'all to have a water supply. My great granddaddy is Abraham. I come from wealth. I come from the father of faith. Everywhere the soles of my feet touch, I shall be blessed. Y'all don't have no clue who I am. I have dreams. I interpret dreams. Joseph could have said all this, y'all, but he didn't. Let me say this to you today. It's not always designed for you to tell who you are. It's not always designed for you to say where you come from. It's not always designed for you to say what you can do, what you deserve, what you on top, and you don't have to put up with this and that. Sometimes it's designed for you to be still. Hold your peace and let God work it. It say, be still. God will fight your battle if you just be still. Some of you are still here because of grace and mercy. Some of you are still here because you got the hand of God on your life. Some of you are still here, still thriving, still on top, because it's nobody but the Lord. It don't matter what you've been through. All of that stuff that was designed and meant for evil, God already have flipped it for your good. That's why you're still here. That's why the main person, some of the main people that devised your hurt, some of the main people who prayed against you and done evil against you, look at them and look at yourself. Y'all be blessed. I don't want to go too far with this because I got to preach y'all in an hour and a half. So y'all be blessed. Walk in favor and understand you are still here. You have the blessings of God that's already upon your life. Favor ain't fair. And when people see you come up and that setup that God is already devising for you, you just watch. We come this far by faith. Stay faithful and walk by faith, not by what you see, because sometimes what you see can trick you. Stand still. Know that he is God. Have a wonderful Sunday. Be blessed. I will be online with Zoom today. If you care to join the Divine Favor Community Outreach Ministry services, feel free to do so. Somebody will let you in. Have a wonderful Sunday. Be blessed.